In this week's Parsha, Parshas Rabbi, I wanted to discuss an idea that is really the other side of the coin of something that I said about Parshas Vayeschanan. Rav Kook says that there's two types of completion, of wholeness. There's something called shleimut and hishtamut. Shleimut is God's perfection, completeness. Hishtamut is the human striving for perfection. Human beings are always imperfect. We are born imperfect and we die imperfect. But the hope is that we're different people than how we started. In this week's Parsha, God alludes to, through Moshe Rabbeinu, a place where the Shekhinah, where God's presence dwells in a more concentrated way. Har Habayis, the Temple Mount, Kodesh Kodashim, the Holy of Holies, a place where the Beis HaMikdash will be. Misham, from that place, God says, I have chosen as my dwelling place. I talked about in Parshas Vayeschanan, Uvikashta Misham, that we can seek out God from that place of failure, and Umatzata, we can find Him. But here in our Parsha, God is saying, yes, although I'm everywhere, you have to at least climb the mountain. You have to have an aliyah. You have to strive for perfection. There is a place that you could travel to where I am more concentrated. And we have to have that balance. On the one hand, when we fall down, we have to be able to dust off our feet and get back up. But we also have to know that wherever we journey in life, we have to strive for perfection. We have to grow. We have to climb, do that aliyah to that place where God is more concentrated. And we have to straddle between the two. This reminds me of a story that there was an individual who was in a Simcha class that was appointed to give a speech at a prison. And he gets up to go to the podium to speak to these prisoners who are literally chained to their seats. And what happens is he slips and he trips on his shoelace and falls. The prisoners are laughing. They think it's the funniest thing that they've seen. And when he gets up to the podium, he says, it's very funny that I fell. And I'm embarrassed about it. But I had the courage to get back up and to go to this podium and speak before you. All of you in prison have also fallen. Do you have the courage to get back up? Do you have the courage to also make that aliyah, so to speak, and to get up to the podium and express your true strengths? We have to strive to have this balance between knowing that when we fall, God is with us, but we also have to try to climb and get back up and be able to find the places where God is more concentrated. Good Shabbos.